All right, this is topic 8, homework number 3. Take a look at number 1. It says, in which quadrant is the point 3, 1 located, and how do you know? So in order to do this problem, the first thing you should do is draw that ghost graph that Miss Flood was talking about in class. And I would label the quadrants. Remember, they're like a C, so I would start 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to plot that point, so it's positive, positive. So I'm going to go to the right 3 on the x-axis, and then up 1 for my y value. So that point falls in quadrant 1. And the way that we can tell that, where it says, how do you know? We know because the x and y values are both positive. All right, take a look at number 2. It's asking the same thing. It says, in which quadrant is the point negative 5, 5 located? So do the same thing. You're going to draw another graph. Label it just how we did above, and I'm going to let you guys solve this one. All right, number 3. It says, what ordered pair could be the coordinates of point F? So I would go to each point. So A says 2, 5. So if I went over 2 and up 5, does that take me where F is? So that one I would say no. Then I would check the next point, negative 2 and then up 2. Well, that's going to be about right there. And that's not where F is. So I'll let you guys check choices C and D to see if it lands you with the coordinates where F is over here. All right, flip to the back. Number 4. What is the reflection of the point 4, negative 3 across the y-axis? Again, you're going to need to draw that ghost graph. Remember, reflection is when you jump over whatever axis they're asking you to do. So if I plot the original point, positive 4 would go to the right, negative 3 would go down. This is where my point would be. If I label my axes, this is my x, this is my y. They're asking me to jump across the y-axis. So that means I'm going to jump right over here. So it's going to lead me into quadrant 3. So what is the reflection of the point 4, negative 3? They want the new coordinates of this new point. So I'm going to let you guys figure out what those would be. Number 5 says, find a point in the coordinate plane that is located in quadrant 2. Again, I would draw yourself a graph, and I would start to just estimate where these points would fall. So negative 8 tells me I would go this way, 0, I don't go up or down. So that would fall about right here. That one doesn't fall in a quadrant, that one falls right on the x-axis, so I know it can't be A. I'll do one more of these with you. If you use the point negative 7, 8, I'm going to go negative 7 up 8. And if I check, here's quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. That one does fall in quadrant 2, so I'm going to circle that one. So I'm going to have you guys check C, D, and E to see if any of those fall in quadrant 2. The next part says to list 3 more points that are also located in quadrant 2 and explain what they all have in common. So we talked about if you're in quadrant 1, you would have a positive x value and a positive y value, because it would be something like positive 5, positive 3. That point would land you in quadrant 1. So they're asking you to have 3 more coordinate points that are also in quadrant 2. So I'll give you one. If I went to get in this quadrant, I would have to have a negative x value, such as negative 4. And then I would have to have a positive y to take me up. So I might have the point negative 4, 5. So I'm going to have you guys come up with 2 more points that would fall in that quadrant, and then you're going to list what do they all have in common. Are all their x's negative and their y's positive? You're going to check that out once you find 2 more points. Last part for number 6, it says find the coordinates of each point. So the first point is A. So I'm going to come over to the graph that's given. Point A is down here. And I'm going to say, okay, well, coordinates are written inside parentheses, and my x value, if I follow that over, it's going to be right there. So these aren't going by ones on the scale for the x-axis. So if I count, that's going to go 12, 14, 16. So 14 would be my x value. And then if I check my y value, it's going to be negative because I'm going down on the y-axis, and that value is also 14. So to get to A, my directions would be positive 14, negative 14. Okay, so make sure for each one of these points you show your coordinates inside of parentheses.